Hello, I'm David Hughes. Welcome to Your Perfect Body, the podcast of the Esoteric Teaching community. Today's selection is a short poem entitled Karuna. With every setting of the sun, another day is gone and done. Your lifetime quickly slipping by, and don't you ever wonder why this earthly life is incomplete when you just struggle to compete for evanescent benefit within a swirling money pit, where fortune comes and goes so fast the future soon becomes the past, and you are left to contemplate your ruined life and lost estate as death approaches you to take you to the destiny you've earned, and leave this form to decorate the funeral bier as it is burned. Then will you think, then will you see this life's lost opportunity. You could have lived as spirit soul before time took its terrible toll. You could have cultured perfect love and known your perfect body too. Eternity could be your home, the truth a friend to comfort you. But why live only to lament a forlorn life of lust and lies, when you can start right now, today, to heed the teachings of the wise? So I guess I should make some comments. Our blog is pretty philosophical. And the other day I woke up in the morning and I said, well, why not write a poem? Something a little bit more accessible than our usual philosophical diatribes. And I was in the mood to write a poem, which is rare. I'm not a very good poet, so I kind of avoid it, even though there are some things that lend themselves to poetic expression, and this is one of them. So the idea in this poem is that every day that goes by is reducing our life expectancy. And yet, we all have this purpose within us to achieve perfection. So if we haven't got it yet, then why not? Isn't it something that we should inquire into? Isn't it something that we should make a project to research? That how come I've lived so much, so many years have gone by, and still I haven't achieved my goal? I haven't reached the perfection that I know is possible for me. Why not? Well, we offer a solution to this later on in the poem. But first we examine the condition that most people are in. They're feeling incomplete. They haven't reached their goal, but what are they doing? They're spending their whole time simply making money and competing for different designations, positions, and possessions, which are here today and gone tomorrow. Everything is defined by money. And so a person finds their whole self-worth teetering on the abyss of bankruptcy, which can happen at any time. Time goes by, and they find themselves at the end of their life, and everything that they've worked so hard to achieve is going to go away. So what kind of a life is that? That you work so hard to decorate this temporary material form, and at the end, you have to leave everything behind. It's burned by the fire of time, just like the funeral bier in the cremation. You have to see that this material life is only a stepping stone to something greater. It's an opportunity. It's not a thing or an end in itself. Instead of living on the material level, you could have looked at life from a spiritual point of view. You could have, before you get old, some people say, well, I'll get into spiritual life when I get old, when I'm preparing for death. But then it's too late. If you're going to make spiritual progress, it's very difficult. You have to do it while you're young and strong. So you could have lived as spirit soul before time took its fearful toll. You could have inquired into spiritual life and performed different kinds of sadhana and cultured your spiritual love, inquired into your perfect spiritual existence, and attained a purview of eternity while you were still young, before old age overtook you. And then you would have the truth to comfort you in old age. It wouldn't be such a frightening thing. It would be more of a relaxing into your real self. So the point is, and the conclusion is, why should you live this way when at the end it's simply going to cause you distress and everything that you've worked for is going to go away? Why not start right now to heed the teachings of the wise? That means the master teachers in the disciplic lineage of the esoteric teaching. Why not pay attention to them? Why not follow them? Why should you continue to live a useless material existence when your life could be more significant? That's the whole point. And poetry, poetry has a special vibe to it. It's one of the few times when we get to say those things that are perhaps difficult or inaccessible to get to in ordinary conversation. And so in poetry we get to explore sayings and topics that are difficult to approach or impossible in an ordinary conversation. That's one of the great values of poetry. That's why it's so important, and it's become such an important aspect of culture. So I'm raising the point here that you don't ordinarily get to speak about in polite conversation, that why are you wasting your life? Why are you simply going after temporary things when you could be approaching the ultimate goal of life? And why are you allowing yourself to be deceived? Why not try to approach the ultimate goal of life and get the ultimate benefit of attaining a perfect body? This is David Hughes, hoping you've enjoyed this installment of Your Perfect Body, our podcast from the Esoteric Teaching. Please join us again and benefit from these spiritual teachings that help you attain your real perfect body. And don't forget to visit us on the web at esotericteaching.org.